Being on par with Harry Potter, story-wise, The Lord of the Rings is getting the attention it deserves once again with the release of Rings of Power. And to say that people are excited is an understatement. And with so many details in the trailer, it makes us wonder, what references did the creators hide from us? Stay with us to find out, and make sure to leave us a like after the video. Firstly, discovering the Rings of Power. We learned the title for the Lord of the Rings TV series in January, The Rings of Power. Amazon's leaning into what people know about Middle-earth. The focus is on the title rings in The Lord of the Rings. As mentioned, the series takes place in the Second Age. We'll see the forging of the 20 Rings of Power. That includes 3 for the elves, 7 for the dwarves, 9 for mortal men, and 1 for Sauron. So we know we'll see Sauron's rise to power. The show will also feature the epic tale of Numenor and the last alliance of elves and men. Amazon Studios released the first teaser for its blockbuster Lord of the Rings television series, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, today. And while it was full of lush imagery from the show's first season, it revealed very little about the show's plot or characters. Luckily, there's plenty of Tolkien lore, casting information, and story hints that connect many of the dots. Read on as we show you what everything from the first teaser of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power is secretly showing you without actually telling you. Now, let's take a look at the first teaser shot. We start with a shot that evokes some of the most iconic imagery of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. This city on the shore has big Minas Tirith vibes, but the large striding statue with one hand outstretched will click for most viewers as related to the Argonath. The 2 massive statues were featured prominently in the initial posters advertising the Fellowship of the Ring in 2001. In Tolkien lore, the 2 Argonath statues are one of the great works of the Kingdom of Gondor, which is what makes it such a good bet that this is a human city rather than an elven one. But this isn't Gondor. It's more likely that we're looking at the island country of Numenor, the human civilization whose survivors founded Gondor. All we know about these guys is that a Vanity Fair article described them as nomadic hunters wandering the fields of Middle-earth. But they do look pretty wild, huh? All this time we've been listening to the trailer's only dialogue, a female voice saying, "Have you ever wondered what else is out there? There are wonders in this world beyond our wandering. I can feel it." As she finishes speaking, we cut to a shot of Megan Richards, which is editing language for, "This is the character who said that thing." So either she does say that in the series, or the editors of this teaser want us to think that she said that thing. According to Vanity Fair's feature, Richards' character is a lovable, curious Harfoot, a racial precursor to the modern Hobbit. Tolkien was clear in The Lord of the Rings that hobbits didn't do anything worthy of record during the Second Age, but showrunners Patrick McKay and J.D. Payne have invented a specific Harfoot culture that thrives on secrecy and evading detection. That would fit right in with hobbits staying out of the spotlight of history, and is quite similar to how, in the books, Tolkien explains why nobody sees hobbits in modern times. Even in ancient days, they were, as a rule, shy of the big folk, as they call us, he wrote in the prologue to The Lord of the Rings, and now they avoid us with dismay and are becoming hard to find. They possessed from the first the art of disappearing swiftly and silently when large folk whom they do not wish to meet come blundering by. And this art that they have developed, to men it may seem magical. Don't go anywhere, because there's still so much to explore in this trailer, so stick around to find out more. Morfydd Clark is playing a younger Galadriel for the Rings of Power, seen in the trailer climbing up a massive frozen waterfall in armor and full kit. In Tolkien legend, Galadriel did indeed have a long history of badassery before she settled down to be the queen of her realm, and Rings looks like it's here to take advantage of that. Next, we got a much closer look at her dagger in Amazon's character poster, where we can see that it has a motif of gold and silver plant shapes entwined. This could either be intended to invoke the 2 magical trees that once gave Galadriel's birthplace its day and night cycle, or as a foreshadowing of her eventual rule over Lothlorien, a forest famous for its trees with gold and silver leaves. This struggling man would seem to be the original character Halbrand, who is a fugitive from his own past, based on the Vanity Fair feature. A castaway, he will meet Galadriel while they are both adrift in Middle-earth's western sea. In the teaser trailer, Ismael Cruz Cordova's Arondir gets a set of hero shots, doing cool bow tricks. This elven warrior hails from the forest rather than the great elf cities, and will have a forbidden romance with a human woman, a village hearer named Bronwyn. Tolkien was very specific about how many elf and human romances in the history of Middle-earth worked out, so if McKay and Payne are hewing to the letter of the Professor's Law, Arondir and Bronwyn may be doomed from the start. Though played by Benjamin Walker, we're not sure of who this elf is, and we're not sure what the object in the sky is either. His outfit seems to match one shown in released character posters, golden robes, many rings, but as far as his identity, we only have conjecture. There are any number of elven heroes and leaders he could be, not to mention the potential for an original character. At the moment, all we can say for certain is that even though he's got a ton of rings, he's not the elven ringsmith Celebrimbor. He's being played by Charles Edwards. What would a Lord of the Rings show be without riders galloping across the plains of New Zealand? Looks like this is Galadriel moving at a clip. In the trailer, you will see a torch-wielding figure recoils from a monster. He's dressed in the same grays as Galadriel was in the ice climbing scene, perhaps indicating some connection between the characters. Next, a nice forest elven location, which you can tell from the teaser. This bushy bearded man is Prince Owain Arthur's Durin IV, hailing from the dwarven city-state of Khazad-dûm. In Tolkien's lore, Khazad-dûm was founded by Durin I, the eldest of the first dwarves, and by the Second Age, it had become Middle-earth's greatest seat of dwarven culture and craft, supported by its rich mines full of mithril. But Lord of the Rings fans know Khazad-dûm by a more notorious name, given to it after the dwarves within delved too greedily and too deep, Moria. Tolkien placed the demise of Khazad-dûm during the reign of Durin VI, however, so we're not by any means guaranteed a Balrog cameo in the Rings of Power. Robert Aramayo has some big shoes to fill, portraying a young and untested Elrond to an audience that is used to Hugo Weaving's charismatic turn as the character. Here he is, next to a rock, rockin'. This singing woman is the dwarven princess Disa, played by Sophia Nomvet. Since she's a princess and Durin IV is a prince, it seems likely that they're related by marriage or blood. A man's, probably Halbrand's, hand flips up at Galadriel's wet hair, revealing her pointed elven ears. A smaller, shaggy-headed person reaches out their hand to what appears to be an old man with wild hair and a beard, and they both appear to be in a pit of flaming wreckage. The smaller character's silhouette aligns pretty well with Megan Richards' unnamed Harfoot lass, and thanks to Vanity Fair, we know that her plotline in the series will begin when she and a friend encounter a mysterious lost man, whose origin promises to be one of the show's most enticing enigmas. There's only one thing that a bearded old man in the middle of danger means in the iconography of The Lord of the Rings. Is this Richards' character? Is this her mysterious lost man? Are the Rings of Power hiding a wizard in its unrevealed characters? And if so, which one? Amazon isn't revealing anything in this short teaser, that's for sure. Arondir swings a primitive-looking axe into battle. The final image of the teaser is that of a small hand grasping the fingers of a much larger one. A child and an adult? A hobbit and a demigod? There's no way to tell until The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power premieres on Amazon Prime Video on September 2nd. So, did you catch all of those hidden details? Let us know in the comments below, and please make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos.